Hello everybody, Joey the Truth Wagner with you. Welcome into a brand new episode of the Truth Serum. And everyone, this is part 4 of my 5-part off-season series for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And there's a very interesting situation that I read about a couple days ago about Bud Dupree that I'd like to talk about. But before I get into the details, tonight's video is being brought to you by SeatGeek. Great place to get your tickets, great price. Tickets are safe and legal and real all through Ticketmaster. SeatGeek gets the tickets through Ticketmaster, but they make sure you get the great price and the best seats you could ever imagine. All you gotta do is use the code Joey Wagner and you'll get $20 off of your first order. Now let's talk about Bud Dupree, everybody. Bud Dupree, the Steeler pass rusher. First 4 years in the NFL were okay, but he didn't flash that first-round talent that the Steelers saw in him when they selected him. But this past season, it all clicked for Bud Dupree. It all clicked. He was phenomenal alongside T.J. Watt with the Steelers pass rush. Dupree had a career year with free agency looming. Had double-digit sacks, was great against the run, was just phenomenal in every part of his game this year, and a part of that top 5 Steeler defense that was dominant this year. But everybody, now, Bud Dupree is a free agent, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have $1 million question to answer. Could possibly be an $80 to $100 million question, depending on what their answer is. But Bud Dupree is a free agent, everybody. And the question is for the Steelers. Do you let him walk in free agency? Do you sign him to a long-term deal? Or do you franchise tag him, put him on the franchise tag for a year? From what the Steelers have said publicly and from what Mike Tomlin said at the end of the season, letting Bud Dupree walk in free agency is not an option. So it's either going to be the long-term deal or the franchise tag, and I completely agree with Tomlin and the Steelers on this one. With how good the defense was last year, you cannot let a key part of the defense walk like that, especially a pass rusher. In the NFL, you build your team by, number 1, getting a quarterback, number 2, protecting your own quarterback, and number 3, going after the other team's quarterback. Bud Dupree is phenomenal at that third thing, going after the other team's quarterback. That's how you win in this league. So it's either long-term deal or franchise tag. And everybody, with Bud Dupree, this was the year where he put it all together. Before this season, he had 4 years, and this year, oh my gosh, he was great. So if I were the Steelers, I wouldn't sign him to that long-term deal yet. I'd put the franchise tag on him, and I'd see if he can do it again. And if he does it back-to-back years, then he's truly hit a corner, and he is the real deal. But everybody, this is what I was getting to at the start of this episode when I said there was an interesting take on this. And I read this yesterday. This was from DKPittsburghSports, one of the better online places for sports media for Pittsburgh. Mr. Dejan Kovacevic and his crew, they do a phenomenal job with their work. They're always coming up with very interesting articles. They get the insider sources. They know what they're doing, and you should give them a check out. It's called DKPittsburghSports.com. You can look it up online. But everybody, in the article I was reading that was written by Steelers beat reporter Mr. Dale Lawley for DK Pittsburgh Sports, he brought up something I didn't think of with Bud Dupree, and that's put the franchise tag on him and trade him. This scenario happened last year with a couple of pass rushers in the NFL where the franchise tag was put on them and then they were traded. That's how the San Francisco 49ers got Dee Ford. Kansas City put the tag on him. Niners gave up a second-round pick to get him. Frank Clark for the Chiefs. Seattle put the tag on him. Chiefs gave up a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a swap of 3s to get him. Jadeveon Clowney. Houston put the tag on him. And then Seattle, mid-season, gave up a third-round pick and 2 players off the bottom of their roster to get him. So that's a scenario here. If the Steelers want to get value for Bud Dupree, but don't feel comfortable giving him $16, $17 million for a season, putting the tag on him and then trading him is a very interesting scenario. And I'll say this, everybody. What is your asking price for Bud Dupree? So Dee Ford got a 2. Frank Clark got a 1, 2, and a swap of 3s. And Clowney got a 3 and 2 players. If I'm the Steelers, I'm asking for a first-round pick. If I get that said first-round pick, then I move him. If I get a second-round pick, I don't think I'm moving Bud Dupree. I don't. Not for a second-round pick. To part with a key member of your defense for a second-round pick, especially when, if you let Bud Dupree walk after the franchise tag year, you'd get probably a third-round compensatory pick in 2022 anyway. To have a 30-pick jump in the draft? I don't think I'd do it for that. But I think for a 1, I would trade Bud Dupree. I would tag him and trade him, and if I got a first-round pick, I would do it. But anything less than a first-round pick, I wouldn't do it. Maybe unless it was 2 second-round picks, then I think I would do it. But if it's anything but a first-round pick or 2 second-round picks, I would not trade Bud Dupree. I would just slap the tag on him, the franchise tag, play it out for the year, and see how it goes. But everybody, this is a very interesting topic. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions on Bud Dupree? We know the Steelers aren't going to let him walk in free agency this year. So do you put the franchise tag on him for a year? Do you sign him long term? Do you tag him and trade him? This is a very fluid and very interesting situation that I'd love to hear your thoughts on. So everybody, if you haven't yet, please click the like button on the video so I know that you're enjoying the content. If you haven't yet and you're brand new, please subscribe to the channel. And please, folks, leave your thoughts in the comments section. What should the Steelers do with Bud Dupree? Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Truth Serum. Joey the Truth Wagner signing off. Have a great night.